This is Duelist bringing you the Chaos March battle on Veiledthunder. For the defending team, we have Silver in a Chevy Prime, Kentax in a Puma B, Gnome King in a Highlander A, Ivan in an Avatar Gamma, Proxima in an MK2F, and for the attacking team, which only needs one victory on this map to take the planet, we have a Cougar Beta, a Shadowcat F, an Epona Prime, a Novacat C, a Thanatos A, and Burner and Marius likely are bringing up the leadership of that team, while Proxima and Kentax are bringing up the leadership of the other team. This map is based on a recreation of a famous MW2 map, one of the missions, and the two teams will have 30 minutes to destroy each other, and the defending team is on the Inner Sphere side, has to force a win in order to stay alive. And this map is a very interesting map because it can play. It's a large map, but because of the rocks and the central base and everything else around there, you're able to play it in a number of different fashions. I was talking with the Burner on the strategies that he might use on this. We didn't give anything away to each other, but we certainly both agreed that it's going to be interesting to see what the teams decide to do once they make contact. And I am trying to get a good fix on the teams. You can see the fog of war can certainly act interestingly. Now we can see that Silvercraft is the scout, is also along with Kentax. Both of these assets are got pretty nice firepower for what they are. I believe there's an ER PPC for Silvercraft, and the Puma B has a respectable LBX-10 and UX-5 components. As a BV of 1, but I would argue that that is set a bit too low. Chevy is providing radar along with the MK2. They both have GECM stealth, so they are able to see the enemy on radar before the enemy can see them. The Chevrolet is an interesting vehicle. 6 wheels, and it handles, if you've ever had a toy RC car, it handles the same way. 8 wheels, excuse me. It can turn on a dime, but because it's a traditional wheeled vehicle, you have to apply gas to it in order to be able to turn. Most of the assets in this game can turn without having to put any throttle on. Let's zoom out a little bit. We can see that even with the enhanced optics on every asset for the defending team, you add in the fog and it's a bit hard to see. We can see the attacking side is not terribly far away on the other side of center there, so we might have some action soon. I don't know, but if Burner's team has BHP, which is the strongest radar in game, they might be able to see some of the assets. Kentax might be able to get a visual in that general direction. Still looks like the teams are trying to find each other. This defending team has respectable range. I believe they can hit from 900 out with some of their weapons, and they can hit the majority of their firepower, though, is medium range, right around 600 to 700 meters. The MK2, it was interesting. Proxima was mentioning to me during our preparation that the MK2, this is the most expensive MK2, but he didn't feel that the weapons loadout was worthy of that expense. So it'll be interesting. The MK2F is not a variant that gets used terribly often in this event. It's in capable hands. All the pilots that you see on both teams are experienced veterans of this event and of this game, so they know what they're doing. But it's always interesting to see what happens when we stick some players in some asset variants they don't use very often. were able to have about 5 minutes in each of these mechs while they were waiting for the match to begin, so they were able to familiarize themselves with some of the weapons. And for example, Ivan, one of the best players in game, and we stuck him in an avatar, which is an interesting mech. Now, unfortunately, those red names are not the positions of the other team. Those are sometimes left over. So their actual position could be anywhere from here. Like, for example, let's zoom in down here. It looks like those are the actual positions, and that they've decided to set up at center. Like a strong chess game, a strong center can be vital. Now you see this asset that Burner's in. This is a Nova Cat. Ridiculous amount of firepower in it, but notice the weapons are all in the arms. So you see one of these things in battle, you always try and take off one arm and go after the other, because then it's a very expensive walking vehicle without any weapons. We can see that Chezzer in the Shadow Cat, Django, perhaps one of the most talented players in game as well. Well, definitely one of the most talented players in the Thanatos, and now we have contact. They're opening fire on Ivan in his avatar, and it looks like they were able to get some pretty good shots off of there. The Nova Cat, an ammunition-based Nova Cat. You don't see that often. I believe this might be UX 5s. So the two teams have seen each other now, and it'll be up to Kentax and Proxima to decide how they proceed here. Burner's in good position, but both teams have identical firepower here, so perhaps they'll just decide to rush in. They've seen the Nova Cat, they want those arms. They're cautiously moving forward. Burner's moving back with his teammate Django providing fire support while he moves back. The Nova Cat's going to try and stay at distance now. It looks like that they're setting up some crossfire here. They have 3 or 4 of the members of the defending team over in this position here, and we have one member off to the right. I'm going to try and zoom out a bit so you can get a feel for some of the long-range fire. Chezzer, 2 teams just trading fire now. They are probably going to start focusing on the Nova Cat's arms to make that a non-issue. Marius is worrying about that right flank right now. Kentax is still trying to get some shots off. Ivan is getting hit very hard here, but he's also dealing out some good damage. He's in cover now. We can see they have set them up at center. Now you can either say they have them surrounded, or they're all going in there. Silvercraft trying to get in so they don't all focus on Ivan, but now you've got 3 mechs on Ivan, and this could get ugly in a hurry. They're moving their position on the right flank, and they're rushing them. They're trying everything they can to take down Ivan, and they are responding by moving in closely, and they're focusing on Chezzer. Ivan is down. Silvercraft is going to take a lot of firepower here. This could be over quickly. The defenders are now trying to move in. Kentax is trying to do some significant damage to Chezzer. Chezzer is now moved into the defensive thing. The loss of Ivan is huge. That is one of the 2 heavy mechs that they have in that. Okay, now they've taken Django's arm off, so let's see if Kentax's gamble pays off. He's going to have 3 mechs on him in a hurry. There's 2 mechs on him in a hurry. Let's get a better angle here. Okay, Gnome King is moving in on Chezzer. Warlord Kentax is trying to get away from Burner. Kentax has lost an arm. That's probably a UX 5 or an LBX 10. He's lost about half his firepower. Silvercraft was able to get away. Gnome King in a bad position now. They're all going to focus on Gnome King. Silvercraft trying to move up to support him. Gnome King's lost an arm. There goes Warlord Kentax. So they just need to focus firepower. If the defenders are going to pull this off, the arms have to come off Burner, and they have to make a kill quickly. They're focusing on the MK2. It's going to take a shitload of damage here. If they get the MK2 down, it'll just be mop-up duty at that point. The defenders need a kill, and they need it in a hurry. The MK2 lost an arm. That Proxima is going to be down quickly. Going to try and take some names while it goes, though. They were able to get Chezzer down, which is a scat, but Proxima without any arms is only going to be able to do so much here. They're trying to go after the light assets, because those will go down faster and you have less things shooting at you. There's Proxima. It was only a matter of time. They are dealing some good damage for what they have left, though. But considering that it's just Gnome and Silver now, and that Gnome's got 4 mechs shooting for him, well, move to map 5 and see what happens. But it looks like the Burner is going to successfully take Planet Arboris here. So in 4 battles, now he was able to get Toe Jam. That is interesting. It's still 3-1 though. Okay, there goes Gnome, and Silver will die bravely. This was about positioning. They were able to successfully counter the right flank of the defending team, focus their mechs on that, and systematically take out their heavy stuff. Now you notice that it was closer than it looked. Django and Burner both lost an arm. Excuse me, Django and Marius both lost an arm, and ultimately, if they would have been able to focus on the Nova Cat earlier, it might have been a different battle. But such it is in the Chaos March, ladies and gentlemen. Burner and his team victorious, 3-1, and now the Planet Arboris goes from Duchy of Small to the Capellan Partisans. This is Duelist for the MWLL Chaos March. We'll see you next time.